Okay. Hello. So, um, I always talk kind of quiet when I'm on this time of night because my husband's always sound asleep. He sleeps in another room. We don't sleep in the same room, so he probably really doesn't matter. That, but I still try to be quiet because I don't want to wake him up, even though he's on the other side. So, anyway, here's the thing. I'm kind of glad that somebody put this blog on and put a post on their Facebook, because there's one thing that everybody has problems with is being insecure about themselves. And the reason is because of the society that we live in. Unfortunately, in the society, if you don't look a certain way, then you don't feel like you fit in. You feel like you don't belong. You feel down on yourself. And that's wrong. So I like that what they put on, because it actually reminded me that it's not just girls, but it's guys who have the same problem and feel the same way sometimes. So here's the thing. I know that I really stress the importance of healthy eating and working out 4 to 5 days a week and taking care of your health. You need to take care of your health for you. You need to take care of your health for your friends and your family. It's important that you do that. You also feel better about yourself because you can see how much you can achieve and how much you can accomplish. And your body is amazing and the things that it can do. The more you train it, the more you work with it, the more you grow. The better you can become at certain things. So it is important to stay healthy. It is important to work out, to be healthy, but don't try to fit in a certain mold. It's real easy to do that because what happens is you look at other people who've been working out for maybe years, who've been personal trainers for years, and then you go, I want to look just like that person. And then you're beating yourself up because no matter what you do, you can't look exactly like that person because you feel like you need to fit in that mold because that's the way the world makes it. You feel like you have to be a certain way, you have to look a certain way. It's not true, because here's the thing, and this is the thing that is with me. I've always been this way all my life, from the time I was little. And so I was always the one who ended up hanging out with the geeks and the nerds and the people who just were considered the misfits in school. and well, and I'd have the popular group on this side who was always like, "Why aren't you hanging out with us?" Well, excuse me, those people need me more than you do. Because the thing is those people are just as genuine, if not more genuine. Half the time, the popular kids were not genuine. They weren't really your true friends. They wanted to see what they could get out of you. Okay, so I'm sorry. Yes, I'm being mean at the moment by saying that, but that's what I'm trying to get at. It's the inner person. It's not what they look like. I mean, you initially, when you meet somebody, the first thing you see is what they look like. Am I correct? And so, you get your first impression by the way somebody looks. But have you ever tried to change your thinking and get your first impression about a person by watching them for a while? Sometimes that's the best way and the best impression to get, because you watch how they act with people. You watch how they act with, objects. Maybe they're having a hard time putting something together and they're getting frustrated. How do they react to it? Things like that. It's the inner person that is the most important thing about somebody, not what somebody looks like, because it's the inner person that you should fall in love with. It's the inner person that should become your best friend. It's that person that will have your back no matter what. Um, that's what you should be paying attention to, not what someone looks like. We all try and work hard to fit into molds, but what you need to do is fit into the mold that is best suited for you. Work on getting to a healthy weight. Work on doing your best to get toned up so that you can be stronger, so you can lift heavier things. What is your goal? What is your goal? With being healthy, is it just being healthy because you've had some health issues and you're trying to get those corrected without having to take medication? Is it that's goals that you set for healthy living. So, and the inner person is always the most important when it comes to people, because you have your people who will always be there for you. They'll be your loyal friends, but you don't know who that person really is until you get to know them and to meet them. And see, I've been through a lot of things in my lifetime. Um, I've been through having friends where I thought I could trust them, and I bent over backwards. Hey, Natalie. And I've actually bent over backwards for people. I mean, to the point where I've done everything for them. I had someone who I was very close to when I was a teenager. She had health issues. And so she had 3 boys. And I took care of those boys as much as she did, because there was times when she couldn't even hold a baby because of her health issues, and she'd be like, "Can you please hold him for me?" Because he wanted to snuggle. And I would watch. And those boys were so much fun. I like to babysit. I think I love children. I've always liked kids. I still do. Can't have any of my own, but I love them. So I mean, but it turned out that she turned around and kind of bit me in the back. So. And it's like, after I would go over every day and clean house for her, I would watch the kids all the time. She would call me up and ask me to go to the mall with her, just because the kids listened to me better than her, because she just didn't have the strength or the energy to chase them down and make them behave. And so I became kind of like a second mom to these kids, to these boys. And here I was 15 years old, truth be told. It's just, I don't know. I think the inner person is the most important thing about somebody. Don't ever judge by anybody by their looks, because it's not what they look like that you would live with for the rest of your life when it comes to marriage, when it comes to friendship. It's the person that they are and their personality. If you click, do you enjoy some of the same things? Do you like the way they interact with their family? Do they put their family first? That's inner beauty. Inner beauty comes from here, not here. This is not what you should be paying attention to. This is what you should pay attention to if you like the way they are. I've also been body shamed by the same person twice. First, I was too big, so then I worked my tail off to get down. And I done that 2 or 3 times for the same person. And then I got tired of it. So this time I got my weight down. For me, I was tired of doing it for them. So the thing is, you got to live for yourself. You got to quit worrying about what other people think about you. You got to do it to be healthy. Until you got that mindset that you're doing it for you and for your health and for your benefits, to be a better person, you are not ready to commit, because once you get into healthy lifestyle and healthy living and exercising and everything, it has to be a commitment. And that's why I yo-yoed so much, because the person would be like, "Oh, you look really good now." Okay. And then something would happen in our life, and then I'd go back up, and then they whine at me again because I was too big. Then I go down again. And so this time I'm staying, and then I got body shamed again. And ladies, people don't talk about your rest. Sorry, but they did. Okay. And the fact is, it kind of teed me off. So I gave it right back to them. They deserved it. They deserved every word that I said, because I've dealt with it off and on for years. So I finally just exploded. And I was like, no, I'm doing this for me. So don't judge people by what they look like. Judge them for who they are. Get to know them, because they will be happier and you will be happier if you really love them for who they are and not for what you expect them to look like, because they gained 10 pounds and you're upset because you're mad at them because they did. And then they're still struggling, trying to figure out how to get back down because you don't like the way they look anymore. I mean, wrong. That's wrong. Nobody should ever make you feel that way. So don't let somebody do that. Learn to be happy with your inner self, get your personality to be the way you want it to be. Become the type of person, the kind of friend that you want to be. Are you the type of, do you want to be the type of friend who will drop everything for your family? Drop everything for friends when you see they're in need? What kind of a friend, what kind of a person would you like to be? What kind of a person do you enjoy being around? Because that's the type of person you need to work on here in order to keep them as your friend. So inner person and inner beauty is more important. So don't let people mold you into this world, into this thinking of I got to be a Barbie doll size 0. Come on. Who can be a Barbie doll size 0 and really be healthy? So it's like, don't let people mold you into those things. It really, when you get someone who belittles you like I've had, it just shoots your self-confidence down to the bottom. Natalie will tell you, because she'll hear me say things and she really gets mad at me. But it's because I got this mindset now. I'm just like, okay, I'm not good enough ever for anything, anybody, anyone. I'm ugly, I'm this, I'm that, I'm, So you go through those things when you let somebody do that to you. But what you have to do is start working on your inner self and be happy with your personality. And Natalie knows, because how many times have you had to tell me, Natalie? I'd start whining. And I wouldn't even realize I was saying anything. She would catch it before I would. And then she'd be like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, okay, I'll shut up. So I really think that the inner person is so beautiful. And I think our society is so stupid. Okay, let me put it this way. A lot of times people think these girls want these guys that are taller. A lot of times good things come in small packages and are better. I married my husband. He's only 5'3". I'm about 5'6". I don't care about that stuff. I married him for his personality. That's what I am. That's the type of person I am. I'm going to initially look at somebody's outer appearance because it's just what you do. Because the very first thing you see, you can't help that. But it's their inner beauty that really matters. What is it about that person that attracts you to them? It better be their personality, because if it is not, then you need to walk away. Or you need to rethink and get your mind turned around to me thinking a little bit better, because that's the most important thing. That's going to be whether they treat you good or don't treat you good. Whether you get along or you don't get along. I've had a lot of ups and downs. I will admit that some of them were pretty bad, and it's been really bad. So anyway, I learned to deal with it. And that's what you do sometimes, especially with my situation. It's not easy. So if you see my mental health thing, you'll understand what I'm trying to talk about. And mental health blog, whatever, that I've done some time back. Anyway, you understand what I'm trying to say at the moment. So the thing is just learn to work on yourself and try to be a really good friend. Be the best daughter you can be, best son you can be, best, whatever you can be. Always be a good friend to people. And then that's when people will start really loving you for who you are and not your size, not what you look like. And then that's when you'll find the perfect person, because that's when you like somebody for their inner beauty, they are beautiful to you, absolutely beautiful to you, because you see them for who they really are. So just remember that. Have a great night, everyone.